Okay, in this video, we're going to look at adding two rational expressions together that have unlike denominators. So just like when we add regular rational numbers or fractions, we want to have a common denominator, and we get that by looking at the least common multiple. So if we figure out that least common multiple, that will become our least common denominator. In order to do that, we must factor. So we're going to take x minus 1, x plus 1. That would be our difference of squares. And then the second one here, it looks like it's a trinomial type. So we got minus 2 and minus 1. I think that would work. So when we go to figure out that least common multiple, which again is going to become our least common denominator, it is the, we look at all the factors, it's a product of all the factors, and if there's anything that's got a higher power, we take that one instead. So in this case, we got x minus 1, an x plus 1, and an x plus or minus 2. That's going to be our common denominator. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to rewrite this first fraction. And I'm going to look at that common denominator. I'm going to say, hey, what is that first fraction missing? Well, it's missing the x minus 2. So I'm going to write that here to the side. And I can put x minus 2 over x minus 2 because anything divided by itself is 1. So I'm just changing the way it looks. I'm not actually changing the value. Let's try the second fraction here. So if I look at that fraction and compare it to my common denominator, I can see it is missing the x plus 1. Okay. Once I get that set up, then I have to do some distributing and combining like terms and see where we can go from there. So I'm going to start by multiplying these out. So I'm going to get x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 6. Now that denominator, I'm going to go ahead and leave in factored form. Oops, that should be a 2. And on the second fraction, if I distribute that, get something that looks like this. And from here, I can kind of combine all my like terms. So I got x squared, and I got negative 2x, positive 3x, and positive 2x. That's going to reduce to 3x. Negative 6 goes with positive 2, which is minus 4. Again, keep the denominator factored. You do not need to multiply that out. We should also consider our domain. Be mindful of that. In this case, x cannot equal 1, negative 1, or 2. Before you finish your problem, you should always double check if there's any more factoring or reducing you can do. So in this case, it looks like I got a trinomial on top that I think I can factor. So I would kind of mess around with that. And I know that 1 times 4 can be a 4, but if I want that to be a positive 3, I could do positive 4 times negative 1. So I'm going to factor that numerator and see if I can do any more simplifying. And it looks like I can. It looks like I can, that x minus 1 over x minus 1 are some common term or factors there that I can reduce. That leaves me x plus 4 over x plus 1, x minus 2. And I can say for my domain, x cannot equal 1, negative 1, or 2. So there'd be my final reduced answer.